Assalamualaikum. I am Dr. Sadida Amir from Department of Pediatrics, Independent Medical College. Today's topic of discussion is about Addison's disease. First, we will discuss the case study. A 4-year-old patient came with the complaints of low-grade fever for last 3 months. There is hemostasis and weight loss. Investigation shows ESR of 110. X-ray reveals TB focus. Anti-tubercular drug was started, but patient suddenly collapsed and died within 3 days. The doctors became confused whether the patient died due to tuberculosis or some adverse effect of anti-tubercular therapy, or there is some other cause, which we will discuss in details. Addison's disease is a clinical condition resulting from adrenocortical insufficiency due to primary acquired disease of adrenal gland. Thomas Addison was an English physician who discovered 150 years ago this disease. Addison's disease is rare endocrinal disorder, 1 in 1 lakh people. It occurs in all age groups and affects males and females equally. Common causes of Addison's disease is autoimmune mechanism, more in female, tuberculosis particularly involving the adrenal glands, secondary deposits in the adrenal, HIV infection, bilateral adrenalectomy. Other causes of amyloidosis, sarcoidosis, hemochromatosis, bilateral adrenal hemorrhages following meningococcal septicemia, which present as a Waterhouse-Friderichsen syndrome, trauma, or the lymphoma. Clinical features due to glucocorticoid insufficiency: weight loss, malaise, weakness, anorexia, nausea, vomiting, GI disturbances, diarrhea or constipation, postural hypotension, shock, hypoglycemia, hyponatremia, and hypercalcemia. Due to deficiency of mineralocorticoid, there is hypotension, shock, hyponatremia, and hyperkalemia. Due to excess of ACTH pigmentation, sun-exposed areas, pressure areas, elbows and knees, palmar creases, knuckles, mucous membrane, conjunctiva, and recent scars. Due to adrenoandrogens insufficiency, reduced body hairs, loss of libido, especially in the females. Diagnostic criteria of Addison's disease: triad of weakness or emaciation, pigmentation, and hypotension. Investigations include random plasma cortisol level, short ACTH stimulation test, long ACTH stimulation test. CBC shows pernicious anemia. Blood glucose levels are lower limit, especially during Addison crisis. Hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, only hyponatremia is more important. Test for to finding the cause: chest X-ray, plain X-ray of the abdomen, adrenal autoantibodies, ultrasonography, and CT scan of the adrenals, and HIV testing. Other tests include plasma calcium level, plasma renin activity is high, plasma aldosterone is low. Replacement of hormones includes glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, supportive treatment of cause. If there is tuberculosis, anti-tubercular therapy is required. General advice to the patient: good nutrition, regular meals, high carbohydrate diets, and sufficient salt. When oral therapy is not feasible, injectable hydrocortisone should be advised. Complications associated with untreated Addison's disease includes cardiovascular collapse, coma, and death. Advice to patient on glucocorticoid replacement: intercurrent stress, fever, cold, trauma, double dose of hydrocortisone. Minor operations: hydrocortisone 100 mg intramuscular. Major surgeries include hydrocortisone 100 mg 6 hourly for 24 hours. In cases of vomiting, must have parenteral hydrocortisone if unable to take by mouth. Bracelets and steroid cards are given to these patients, which they always carries. Should have information regarding the diagnosis, dose of steroids, and doctors. Hydrocortisone 20 mg, cortisone acetate 25 mg, prednisolone 5 mg, dexamethasone 0.5 mg. These are equivalent doses of glucocorticoids, but there are known side effects of glucocorticoid in the form of psychosis, cataract, hypertension, body striae, decreased skin thickness, wasting and weakness of the proximal muscles, dizzy bruisability, hair loss, acne, peptic ulcers, menstrual disturbances. Principles of glucocorticoid therapy: do not administer glucocorticoid unless absolutely indicated or more conservative measures have failed. Keep dosage and duration of administration to the minimum requirement for adequate treatment. Checklist: before starting of glucocorticoid, the patient should be screened for tuberculosis with PPD and chest X-ray. Evidence of IGT, history of gestational diabetes, strong family history of type 2 diabetes, in first degree relatives screen and diabetes mellitus for blood sugar levels. Evidence of hypertension, hyperlipidemia, evidence of pre-existing high risk for osteoporosis, screen for glaucoma and cataract before treatment. History of gastritis and esophagitis, history of psychological disorders. Diet: monitor caloric intake to prevent weight gain. Diabetic diet if glucose intolerance. Restrict sodium intake to prevent edema and minimize hypertension. Provide supplementary potassium if necessary. Administer glucocorticoid with meals to prevent ulcer. Consider omeprazole 20 to 40 mg per day. Advice to the patient: minimize loss of bone mineral density. Consider administration of gonadal hormone replacement therapy in post-menopausal females. Conjugated estrogen given cyclically with progesterone unless the uterus is absent. Adequate calcium intake at least 1200 mg per day. Administer a minimum of 800 to 1000 per day. Supplements: vitamin D. Consider administration of biphosphate prophylactically, for example aldosterone 10 mg daily or 70 mg weekly. Prepare the patient and family for possible adverse effect to mood, memory and cognitive functions. Inform patient about the side effects like weight gain, osteoporosis. Avoid prolonged bed rest that will accelerate muscle weakness and bone mineral loss. Avoid elective surgeries. Avoid activities that could cause fall or other trauma. Avoid smoking and alcohol. Dose to be increased during stress according to advice of doctors. In follow-ups, history about mood, memory and cognitive function, visual disturbances, menstrual disturbances, wasting and weakness of proximal thigh muscles. About urine test results at home weekly and glucose. Examination: blood pressure, body weight, edema, cataract and glaucoma 3 months after treatment and yearly. Height severe to document degree of axial spine demineralization with compression. Investigation: CBC, blood sugar level, urinary, ECG, chest X-ray, serum electrolyte, bone densitometry and serum creatinine. Addison's crisis: it is a medical emergency due to acute adrenocortical insufficiency. Sudden withdrawal of steroids following stress, intercurrent disease, trauma, surgery, following sudden destruction of pituitary gland, following bilateral adrenalectomy, following injury to both adrenals due to some trauma, adrenal vein thrombosis, adrenal hemorrhages due to meningococcemia or anticoagulant therapies. Clinical features include nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, muscle cramps, unexplained fever, unconsciousness, hypotension, hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, hypoglycemia and hypercalcemia. Why the patient died in case study that we already discussed. The patient may be having subclinical hypoaldosteronism after giving antituberculous therapy due to rifampicin-induced increased hepatic metabolism of adrenocortical hormone. The patient developed acute adrenal cortical insufficiency and died. Treatment in cases with adrenal crisis include IV hydrocortisone 100 mg 6 hourly, IV fluids, normal saline and then followed by 10% dextrose for hypoglycemia. Precipitating factor should be found out and treated. Thank you.